Car repos. Let's talk about it.
Get it.
They got him. I ain't gonna lie. I was rooting for the dude when he jumped in the car. It was too late.
Car repos. That's what we're talking about today, folks. This has been a huge jump in numbers over the past 12 to 18 months in car repos. Now, one of the underlying factors for that is for probably two reasons. First one, people are buying cars they simply cannot afford. Two, they're losing their job and then they can't afford their major car payment. And then three, well, everything's just getting more expensive. And I'm also a big fan of watching these types of clips on TikTok and Instagram. Some of these ones we're going to see are mind-blowing. I watch them just like, how does this happen in real life? Yo, this guy is slick with his pickups. Yo, you know how shitty that would be? Like you hear something, you're like, what is that? What is that outside? And then you see your car just driving away, getting repossessed. Oh, yo, that sucks. I will say though, I watch that guy's clips a lot. He's very talented at what he does, but there's definitely some altercations that pop up from doing this where you're like, ugh, yikes. But you guys want to know a little tip here? You know the number one way to not get your car repossessed? Guess. Do you know what I'm going to say? Pay cash for your car. Don't borrow money to buy a car and then it can't get repossessed. 100% of the cars that get repossessed have a loan on them. Pay cash for your cars, people.
It is a $80,000 Ford F-250. We want to get out of it, but whenever we take it to trade it in or try to sell it, we are offered about $10,000 less than what we owe on it. Is it a dumb decision to let it get it repossessed?
What does Kelley Blue Book say the truck's worth?
Kelley Blue Book says 34 to 37 for trade-in or 40,000 for selling it outright, and
you owe 80.
Well, we owe 58 on it.
Oh, 58. All right. And who do you owe the 58 to? Who's the bank?
It's our federal credit union.
Okay. I want you to go to the credit union in person and tell them the problem to the manager.
Okay.
And say, we don't want to repo this.
Right.
We want to sell it, but we don't have the $10,000.
Mm-hmm.
We want you to release the title for 48. We're going to give you the whole 48, and we're going to sign a note and pay payments on the 10,000.
Okay.
That is better than a repo. Here's why. When they repo the truck, they will sell it on a repo lot for 24.
Okay.
Deep discount on a repo lot. Agreed?
Yes.
And they're going to sue you for the difference.
Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't realize that would.
Yeah, the deficit, it's called, the lack of the money that doesn't get paid by the sale of the vehicle, they're going to come after you for it. And so by letting it be repoed, voluntary or otherwise, you are losing control of the sale price, which means you lose control of the hole that you're in.
Mm-hmm.
So I want you to control the hole that you're in and sell it for 48 and sign a note with the credit union for 10. If you sit down without an attitude of victim, don't act like the credit union did something wrong. They didn't. They did everything they were supposed to do. You're the one that did something wrong. So you go in humble.
Yes.
Asking for mercy. asking for help. I want to do the right thing. Help me do the right thing. Help me sell it and pay you the $10,000 difference as an unsecured note. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
Now, here's the actual, let's look at it from the credit union manager's position for a second.
Mhm.
If he has to take the truck back and sells it for 24, he's going to lose all that money difference unless he gets it out of you.
All right.
So this is a much better deal for him because the number of times they collect on a deficit is very low because people often bankrupt after this.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're a credit
Okay.
union manager, you know that. And so you're actually making him a really good deal because he does not have a secured loan now. He has a partially secured loan. He has a
Right.
$10,000 unsecured loan and a $48,000 secured loan. And all we're asking him to do is admit it.
Okay.
You see what I'm talking about? From his perspective. And
Yes,
so, but
yes.
just be kind and humble and ask for help and say, we made a terrible mistake. We're going to make good on it, but we really need your help. And this is best for the credit union, and this is best for us. This is a win-win. And,
Okay.
it is, because he's going to come out on the short end of the stick, and so are you in a repo. It's not going to work for either one of you.
It's great advice, guys. I mean, if you're in this predicament where maybe you're underwater on a car you purchased back in 21 or 22 when car prices were skyrocketing, and some of you couldn't get a car without paying over MSRP or whatever the craziness that was going on back there, there may be a lot of you that are sitting underwater on your cars currently, and you're in this situation. Maybe you need to get a new one, or there's something wrong with the car. But honestly, if it was me and I was stuck in that situation, I'm driving that puppy until it's paid off, and I'm going to work like hell to get that car paid off. But if you're in a predicament where you have to sell the car, there's something going on, or maybe you just can't afford the payments and you got to get out from underneath it, that is probably one of the best ways you can get out if you are underwater on a car. And I don't really want to say this either because also it's probably going to increase your payments anyways. You can also ask the car company if you're, I don't like telling people to go into debt for cars, but if you're already doing it, you can look at rolling over some of that negative equity into your new car payment, and in hopes that you're buying a much cheaper car, and then that negative equity included in that car payment is actually going to be a lower monthly payment. Then you can work on paying that car off quicker, plus the negative equity and just starting from ground zero again. But also, if that doesn't work out, that best route to go would be to talk to your credit union or whoever is holding your note on the car, tell them your situation and see if there's something you can work with, or go get a personal loan from another credit union or whatever you got to do to get this figured out. But again, like I said before, and I'll say it again, the number way to never have to worry about this is to never borrow money for cars, especially very expensive cars.
Repo man. Oh, this is what happens when the repo man comes. Do what you gotta do, my brother.
He says you ain't getting this truck back.
Dale rápido que te lo voy a subir, mi hermano.
He's about to put that sucker in four-wheel drive.
Oye, dale, te lo voy a subir. Yo, he's gonna pop your truck. Let it down. Let it down. He's gonna pop your shit. Come on, boy. Dale, vete, mi hermano. Tow truck driver loses again.
Absolutely insane. That is so crazy. Guy in the truck did not give a damn. He was getting that truck off the tow truck. Oh my gosh.
Car repossessions are up 23% as more people fall behind on their payments. Y'all, I'm going to tell you because I'm not paid to lie and gaslight you like politicians and news anchors. Okay, I'm an independent journalist. It is very obvious that we've been in a recession for years. That's why we're now headed into depression territory. 2025 is not looking good. Save your money, keep your bills low, pay off your debt. I'm not giving you any advice that I'm not trying to follow myself. It is harder and harder to find a job. Everybody getting laid off. And again, things have been really ugly and really up and down since COVID. Okay, some people bounce back, but a lot of people have been like on the economic roller coaster since then. Them interest rates is high on everything, cars and housing. Next year not looking good. Stay prayed up.
I mean, let me ask you this, guys. What would happen if you woke up tomorrow and you lost your job? You know, let's say you have a car payment, you got credit card debt, like you're pretty average, right? You're a typical American. How long would you last if you lost your job tomorrow? How long? Is it a day, a week, a month, 6 months, a year, multiple years? When you think about that for a second, it scares you a little bit, doesn't it? It scares you a little bit and you're like, holy crap. Like, what would I do? And it's also a little tougher to get a job right now in today's market. You're not just going to, call your buddy or call the next company and they're going to, automatically hire you like that. It takes a little longer now to find that job. And what I'm scared of is a cycle happening. The snowball starts. This unemployment starts picking up and numbers start going higher. Month over month, unemployment's ticking up higher. It's a recipe for disaster. So the best way to prevent from getting to that point is if you're already in car debt, you already have other debts you're worrying about, is start preparing now. And how you can prepare now is by paying off your debts, getting your money cleaned up, getting some money stocked away in an emergency fund in case something crazy happens, like you lose your job or your transmission goes out in the car, whatever, you got to fix that up. That way you have cash there set in place for that so you don't have to use a credit card to pay for it. You can afford it. But think about that, guys. Like, times could get pretty nasty. So if you prepare now while you still have the job, and if something bad does happen to you, like you lose your job, you're going to be all right. Because you paid your bills, you paid off your debt, and you stocked some cash away for a rainy day. Now back to another crazy repo clip.
No.
So they're in the car. Yo, people are wild up here. That is insane.
Man, listen, your car note is too damn high. Car repossessions are up 23% in 2024 compared to 2023. And I was telling y'all this back in July, and y'all got in the comments, and y'all was on my head. Same cars that were $400 or $500 a month now are going for like $680 and $700 plus. To the people that had to get a car in this current economy, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the people that had a good car, a decent car, that was getting them from A to B and chose to go and get a more expensive car or a more expensive car note. It wasn't a sound decision, not in these times. And people talked about me when I got rid of my scat pay. They said I was going broke. They said I ain't have no money. I made a solid and sound decision for my financial future. The amount of money I was spending on that car did not align with my financial goals. Factor in the car note, the gas, and it was 93 Supreme, the maintenance, and the car insurance. I was spending about $1,200 a month on a car. That was crazy to me. I went and got a car that was half the monthly note, brand new, matter of fact, 4 miles on it, free oil changes for 6 years, and free tires due to road hazards for 6 years. And I'm sure y'all monthly car notes don't align with y'all financial goals. So I'm sure y'all want to be financially free. Y'all want to be debt free. Y'all want to be able to invest. Y'all want to be able to have y'all way. But your car note is hindering you from doing all of that. I know some of y'all are thinking, well, they're not going to give me back how much I owe on it. You might have to take a loss. You're going to have to sit there and you're going to have to come up with a game plan and finance and save up the difference or whatever it may be. But I would rather you take a loss and cut ties instead of staying in the same cycle and continuing further and hindering yourself financially.
Boom. Perfectly said. Also, by the way, 6 years worth of free oil changes, that's not bad. Now, the only thing I would say differently to that is just maybe pay cash for a cheaper car. But I love what he said there. He saw what he was spending every month on his car, and he's like, this is idiotic. This is stupid. Sold it, got half the payment, and he was investing and saving the rest that would have been going towards that car which again, this is what I just don't understand is there's this perception people have like if you drive a nice car, that's you've made it, right? Like you've got it set up. The crazy part is most of the people driving these nice cars can't even afford them. Like it's just crazy to me that people think they have to have this nice car to show off and to make people think that they're doing well. Like, wouldn't you want to actually would rather be doing well and think people or let people think you're doing bad? Like I think that'd even be better. That way they just expect less from you, you know? So you don't have to spend as much money. You don't have to show off how much money you got. Then you can just tuck it away and then, take your family on some nice trips and let people think like, huh, how are they affording that? Let them guess. But guys, if you have a car payment right now that you can't afford, get rid of it. Take a loss. Save up some money. Go buy a cheaper car. And get prepared now. Start now. What's holding you back? Do you want to keep living the lifestyle that you're living paycheck to paycheck? You're always going to have a car payment. Your car payment is probably way more than you can afford. That car payment is holding you back from maybe buying a house or moving up in a nicer apartment or being able to go on trips with your friends, or it's keeping you in debt because you keep increasing your credit card because you're living paycheck to paycheck, but then you can't afford the car payment, so you got to live on your credit card to make your payments. See how that just snowballs? It's not worth it, guys. It's not worth it at all. Yes, it's going to take some sacrifice and work up front to get ahead, but once you get ahead and you stay there and you do the right thing with that extra income you have coming in, once you pay off some of them debts, that's what really is going to make that change and really set you apart. The biggest thing, though, is that you have to actually do it. Don't be one of those people we watch today driving your car off the back of a tow truck or chasing it down a street. Get your money in order. Get it right so you never, ever have to worry about your car getting repossessed. You can do it.